What's good, y'all? Another quick message for you real quick. When I tell y'all that I am so in love with me, like that same effort that you use to put into loving somebody else and caring about somebody else, you literally take that same amount of effort and put it into yourself. Right? Years ago, there was a point in time where I had a hard time looking in the mirror at myself. Like, I'm not talking about when you brushing your teeth and shit like that, that moment when you in the mirror. I'm talking about really standing there and looking in the fucking mirror at myself. It was hard for me to look myself in my own eyes type shit. And when it came to like my past relationships and shit like that, I was just pressed to love another motherfucker and stuff like that, but didn't even realize at the time that I didn't love myself. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably why a lot of that shit in the past didn't even work out for me. You know what I'm saying? Not putting all the blame on me, but what I'm saying is taking accountability as an adult in my part and the relationships that I had. Like, I didn't love myself like I thought I did. And a lot of people out there really think they love themselves. When you really love yourself, you're not going to put up with certain shit. You know what I'm saying? You'll give chances every now and then when it's due. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to set boundaries. I didn't have no boundaries back in the day. I was just winging the fuck out my life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so glad that I learned to love myself. And how I learned to love myself was I purposely, because Spirit put it on my heart years ago. I say it's going on 8 years now. About 8 years ago, Spirit put it on my heart to get to a point in my life where it's just me. You know, go to work, pay bills, whatever, but just focus on myself. Learn to love myself. Take myself out on dates. You know what I'm saying? And at first, you know, you don't notice it. You don't see the end result of that type of shit. Like, all you know is how you feeling. You know what I'm saying? It felt weird at first or whatever. But over time, it teaches you through the consistency of you doing it to really love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because when you really love yourself, you're just not going to deal with certain shit. You're going to you're going to have standards. You're going to set boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody come into your life and handle you any kind of way. And when you love yourself, it makes you radiate. Like, you have an aura about you when you tap in spiritually, right? But you also have an aura about you when you really love yourself. And people see that shit. And to me, that's the greatest fucking feeling. One of the greatest feelings, because it sets the tone. So when people want to come into your life, whether it be a relationship, friendship, whatever, the fact that you love yourself so much and it's radiating off of you like that, it's going to let them know, like, they have to come correct. You see what I'm saying? You can't dwell on the past and what you failed to do in the past. Like, all you can do is start today. And it's a process. Like, some people out there, like, probably like, how is it so hard to look in the mirror? It's hard to look in the mirror. I'm talking about really standing there and looking at yourself. It's just something about looking in the mirror at yourself. You feel exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really looking at yourself. And you know, they always say the eyes is the key to the window to the soul. So when you take the time, you look in the mirror at yourself, try to stare at yourself in the mirror. Like, look directly at you in your eyes. Like, your mind get to wondering and shit like that. And I had to learn. Like, now I can do that shit all day if I needed to. You feel me? But I had to learn to stand there, look at myself in my face, in my eyes, and be able to handle the thoughts that I was having and all kinds of shit. Like, you have to get to a point where you learn to love you. It's the greatest feeling. Because when you fall in love with you, the way that I fell in love with myself, you know what I'm saying? You don't worry about nobody's opinions. You don't worry about trying to fit in with motherfuckers. You don't worry about none of that shit. Like, you literally be in your own lane. And the one thing about loving yourself to that degree is even your enemies, it's hard for them to even try to attack you. You feel me? Because when they come around you, you know, love is a powerful thing at the end of the day. And when you learn to love yourself in that way, like even your enemies, when they come around, they gonna start second guessing what they plan on doing with you. You feel me? Like, and when you have that real love, when you have that true love for yourself, that's when you really start to attract the right things as well. You start to attract all the right things because it's pure. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only way I can explain it. Like, it's pure. And like I said, if you ain't reached that point yet, do not feel bad for yourself. Don't feel bad for yourself at all, because we all had to deal with it. But it is important that you try to work on learning to love yourself. And the best way I can put it is that same effort that you put into your relationships, that same amount of energy, that same, you know, taking the extra, going the extra mile for your partner and all that, do that for yourself. Like, it's one of the greatest feelings that I've ever experienced. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a person who didn't love themselves. You know what I'm saying? Felt down because I didn't fit in with everybody else. And now I done embraced me so much, I don't give a fuck to fit in. Like, you see what I'm saying? You better hope that I decide to sit at your table. That's where I am now in my life. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about me being pressed about being around nobody else. You better hope that you see what I'm saying? Decide to sit at your table. Decide to have a conversation with you. Decide to break bread with you. It's the greatest feeling ever. Y'all gotta learn to love yourself, man.